So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Battle Beyond the Sun, 1962. This is the infamous butchered version of the 1959 Soviet space drama, which goes by the name of Nebo Zoviot. And Francis Ford Coppola is involved a lot with this. He covered up all the Soviet CCP, USSR propaganda, and he dubbed it in English. And Roger Corman was the producer. Jack Hill was the associate producer, or something. Assistant director, Francis Ford Coppola. Anyways, they inserted these ridiculous monsters towards the end, and pretty campy stuff. I loved it. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. So Roger Corman acquired the film for U.S. distribution, and he hired Francis Ford Coppola to Americanize it. This basically sums up what this film is about. So the time is November 1997. In the fear-ridden years following the Great Atomic War, the world has been divided into northern and southern hemispheres. The two countries are called North Hemis and South Hemis. They're analogs for the United States and the Soviet Union. So there's a long prologue before that where narrator voice explains various spaceflight concepts. And then we've got the South Hemis planning to go to Mars, and then the North Hemis rocket lands on the spaceship, the space station. That's about the only accurate thing in this movie. This is the spaceship station. It's 2020, and there still haven't been any trips to Mars, mainly because of the radiation problem that occurs between here and Mars, and the number of days that it takes to get to Mars, I believe, is 1 year. Nobody could survive in space for 1 year, I don't think. Anyways, so getting back to the movies, so the North Hemis, they land their space rocket on the spaceship, which they reveal is being used for a Mars mission. So the whole idea is that there's a battle between the two powers to race to Mars. Okay, and the Soviet propaganda film was 1959, or 2 years after the Soviet Sputnik. And so after the Sputnik incident, the U.S. said, wow, central planning must really work. We better create NASA. And we still haven't made it to Mars yet. Anyways, getting back to the movie. So after the atomic war, the North Hemi spaceship lands on the space station for repairs. They repair it and they promptly do an impromptu blast off to Mars, but then they get caught in the gravitational pull of the sun or something, and they get off course. So the South Hemis decide that they're going to launch their rocket ship, and so they do, and they notice that the North Hemis are in distress, so they go rescue the North Hemis. Then they land on some kind of moon of Mars. And that's where these two monsters are. And I would, according to Jack Hill, Coppola's idea of the monster, I won't even describe to you. Let's just say it's the two female and male anatomies, and we'll leave it at that. That's what the monsters look like. And they live on this moon. So the four distressed astronauts, they're distressed. They had to land on the moon because the South Hemi's rocket ran out of fuel. So they radio in for a rocket fuel ship, and the rocket fuel ship promptly crashes into the rocky moon of Mars where they're staying. So this guy sacrifices his life basically, and he this guy from the South Hemis, and he flies a rocket fuel ship there, and he encountered the monsters. It's unclear how he dies, but the monsters are fighting with each other, and he dies somehow. And then the four astronauts have the rocket ship where they can return to Earth, and that's about it. A lot of big names in this. Roger Corman, Francis Ford Coppola as a young film student. You've got Jack Hill, who did The Great Spider Baby. So it's going to be one of those so bad that it's good type movies. I mean, AIP totally mangled it, which is probably a good thing, because it doesn't have any Soviet propaganda. The Encyclopedia of Science Fiction called the Americanized version Butcher. I haven't actually seen the original Nebo Soviet, but that would be interesting to see, to compare it to the two. I'd probably like a Battle Beyond the Sun better, honestly, because I watched Queen of Mars, 1924 Soviet propaganda, and I absolutely hated it. Alyata, Queen of Mars. It was horrible. It was painful to watch Alyata, Queen of Mars. And it was a silent film, of course. But I would imagine the Nebo Soviet version has similar Soviet propaganda in it, which Francis Ford Coppola was tasked to erase and re-record. So, pretty cool flick. I put the link to the movie on the description box if you want to watch it. By all means, go ahead. But you've got to click on the down arrow to get all the names and link to the movie on the description box. So be cognizant of that. And anyways, pretty cool stuff. Great flick. Highly recommended. Check it out. Laters.